Hey, my name is Lucas.
And my name is Jacob.
The Bro Show Podcast. Welcome back to the Bro Show Podcast.
The Bro Show.
The only podcast exclusively brought to you by the OWN network, Oprah's network.
And it's also doesn't have a genre because it doesn't have everything doesn't need a genre. Can we accept that?
I thought our podcast was true crime.
Well, I think it's a bit of everything. That's what I mean. It's true crime, it's politics,
I know,
it's comedy.
Mostly politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just doing a little, if this is your first time listening, yeah, you're in for an adventure. This podcast is great. We're brothers. He's a teen and I'm 36. I'm actually almost 30. I'm to the point of life where I can say I can just round my age up to 30.
If you want to, yeah.
I'm 30. Or if I wanted to, I could also be annoying and say, yeah, I'm just mid-20s. Because I'm 27, you know? So that is technically mid.
I think it's funny about age because even though I'm 19, I feel like ever since I turned 18, I don't feel like a teen. I don't even know what a teen really feels like, but
take it in.
I am.
You have like 3 more months.
What's gonna change when I'm not a teen?
I mean, you just won't ever be this is your last month of being a teen.
It's so crazy, guys. Being a teen.
I know, like this is your last moment where you can be like just a coked up teen, you know?
You always can though.
Wait, no, you won't be a teen though.
I don't want to be coked up though.
I know, that's from a song, by the way. I'm not promoting.
Oh yeah,
I'm not promoting getting coked up as a teen, and I'm not promoting anyone getting coked up.
So should we get into the Mitch McConnell tea of last week? Well, politics.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay. So
About
Mitch McConnell was caught. So you know the person that works at the Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
They were hooking up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I knew he was getting with Dairy Queen workers.
It's weird. Just joking. Don't sue me.
He's gonna sue you.
Can you picture? It's like, obviously that's fake.
Maybe not though. But true crime podcasts are really on my mind right now because last night we were clamoring to the TV. Our fingers were sweating. We were so excited we felt like it was the 90s. Like we were gonna watch a TV show live. We watched commercials. It was on ABC 2020 or was it 60 Minutes?
It was 2020.
Yeah, they're the
sure.
same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're the same vibe.
It's always the thing where they make... No, this was scary. I'm not going to say it's not scary. It's not horrible what happened. But what I'm saying is that I've seen a few where it's scary what's happening, but they make it sound way scarier.
Oh, this was
scary, but I'm talking about past episodes. I've seen things where it's like, they make the word sound like it's ending, and maybe it is ending every day, but you know what I mean.
But we were so excited because it was JonBenet themed, and these 2 girls who have a true crime podcast. I'm looking at you guys for clickbaiting us. It was this whole thing that Jacob told the whole family. How did you hear about it? The whole thing was they had new evidence about the JonBenet Ramsey case.
Yeah, I was watching TV one morning, and these 2 girls came on, and they said...
You saw a preview?
Yeah, so I was actually on TV, and these 2 girls came on, and they said something along the lines of, my grandfather had a list, and there was a name on that list.
And he was a detective on the case.
Yeah, so basically the preview of this show was supposed to be, there was one person that they're going to expose to the world, and this is who killed her.
I know.
But they didn't expose that person.
And then, okay, so first hour, it was a 2-hour special, by the way. First hour goes by, and I was entertained because it was just recapping the whole JonBenet Ramsey thing. I didn't know all of the details they were saying.
Yeah.
And then it came to the end of the first hour, and I was like, oh, weird, they haven't touched on anything new. This is already all public knowledge. Then, I'm like, whatever, that was the first hour. Second hour is when they're going to get into the tea.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch these commercial breaks. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to go on my phone and, look at Paula Dean's Instagram. I'm going to watch this. And then it got to hour 2, 30 minutes in, nothing new. But we was like, okay, the last 30 minutes is going to be crazy. Then it got to the last 10 minutes. Still nothing. And then I think it ended and there was no new info.
I think what was good about it was with the JonBenet killing a mortal, you hear things and you don't know if they're true like, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that's made up on the internet about the case. So that is one benefit, is now I know the facts according to ABC.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of stuff that I thought happened that they didn't even mention. So I'm like, that must have just been a fake conspiracy.
Yeah, there was stuff that I thought happened that made it so weird, but it didn't happen.
Because you always told me, and I just took it as fact, and you thought it was a fact too, that after the JonBenet Ramsey, the death or whatever, like right then the dad flew out of town. So everyone was like, wait, why did he fly out? Like, he's so guilty. But they didn't even mention that.
What I heard, I forgot where, but the day after, the dad took a private jet to somewhere because he wanted to just flee the scene. But they didn't mention that.
They would have mentioned it too if it happened.
Yeah. But the whole 2020 episode, like, yes, it was cool and like it was interesting, but and they did point out some people that they thought did it, but there's nothing really like, I'm spitting everywhere, but there's nothing really that crazy.
The main thing, it is good they did it though, because I think the main thing was the daughter. I don't know if they were the granddaughters of this detective, but they said, we just want to keep the case alive because it was always his dream to find out who did it. Because I guess he was such a good detective and he solved like 90% of all cases that came to him. And they just didn't want, like, since he passed away, they didn't want the case to pass away with him. So they're keeping it, in all of our minds. So if you know who it is, email us.
I mean, there was so many things in the documentary that made me think the parents did it. Well, when I first was gonna say I think the parents did it, I was like, I feel bad saying that, but I mean, it's like throwing a stone at like someone who's already like. I feel like everyone already thinks it is. So when they go to Walmart, everyone's already like, you did that, So I'm just adding.
Plus,
to the stone.
it actually kind of cleared their names though, the parents and the whole family. Because remember, like they said, like there was
That's
DNA.
True.
There was DNA in the scene that didn't that was really crucial, that didn't trace to anyone in the family. And they said that they have to just keep running people's DNA. I guess they have this list of possible suspects and they have to just keep running the DNA, but obviously it's hard because they have to like sneak. Like if they had a suspect, they said that sometimes they do it the old school way where they follow that person, and then if you throw out gum on the road or something, they get the DNA from the piece of gum and test it. So never throw out gum, guys, or else you might accidentally be the killer. Even
when you're at a restaurant and you drink out of a cup, someone could be taking that straw and like trying to find you.
But what came to my mind was, I was like, wait, if all they have to do is trace the DNA and have it match, why don't they just demand every single person in the world gets tested? But then I realized, like, oh, that's kind of an invasion of privacy.
Oh yeah, and then how would they get every person to get tested? The thing about it is, I didn't think about that. They did it basically ended basically saying it wasn't the parents.
Yeah.
Because the grandfather that died didn't think it was the parents. And there's still people on the list, they don't know if they did it or not. And I don't know why this is a thing, but I guess when you're like a scary person, you just want to admit to killing someone for fun. Because there was 3 guys who did stuff that made it seem like they killed her. Like one of the guys, they were going to go to trial. And the day before they were going to go to trial, they killed themselves, which in my mind makes it seem like he killed her. And another guy, the day that JonBenet died, he called his phone crying, saying, I killed a little girl.
But they traced their DNA and it wasn't them.
So there's just people. Then this other guy who literally...
He had a press conference. Like, they showed videos of this guy who claimed he did it. He was walking through a swarm of cameras, press conference, just so many people. And you could tell he was loving the attention.
And I mean, it was laughable when they were asking him the questions because they said, were you in the basement of that house? And he had to pause for a little bit and say... Yeah, and for some reason it gave me the vibe of like a skit. It felt like he was in on this guy. I feel like he just did it.
Yeah,
isn't there a reason why he did it though?
Something to do with Thailand or something.
He wanted to leave Thailand to come to the U.S.
But I just can't believe, people lie because they just want clout that bad. That they're like, oh, I guess my clout will be being the killer of someone? Like, that's not... No one thinks that's cool. That's the wrong type of attention.
Yeah.
But they want it nonetheless.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, like what I was thinking was if you were in prison for a lifetime... and you heard about this person dying, like you might just be bored, so you might admit to it, and then
which I get. If you're already in prison for life and you lived in the Colorado area, you might just get some. You want to do a few interviews, so you say you did it.
Someone even in the California jail said they did it. I guess prison.
Oh, then they were like, "Yeah, you weren't there on that day."
Something else that me and my mom were watching this docu-series on HBO, and it kind of was showing the same thing. There was these 2 girls that died, and and people in the prison nearby said they did it, and they basically just said that so then they could like show them, just basically just have fun in prison, I guess.
Oh my god,
that's what it seemed like. But the other thing with the JonBenet thing is that kind of fascinating that I feel like I don't really think about that much is that they said in the document, the 2020 thing, that they said that hundreds of kids get murdered every year, but this one, it just proves that this one has such like something so interesting about it.
I think it's because
there's hundreds of kids that get murdered every year.
When they explain the whole crime scene, it's just also interesting because so many things went wrong while investigating it, and then also
being a pageant girl.
Yeah, they said her being in pageants and having all these videos of her in pageants really captivated. And also they said that, I guess the media was obsessed with the O.J. Simpson trial, and that was like the 24-hour news cycle. Like they always knew they could go to O.J. Simpson and get viewers. And then that ended. So they kind of said that the news like jumped on this JonBenet thing because they wanted like just, more like viewers.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if the news really wanted to, they could like jump on another case like this and make it so scary and make everyone love it.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that happens.
Bro of the week time.
Oh, yeah.
It's to Madison. This is the photo she sent. It's not the brightest photo, but it is a photo of her and Taylor Swift. But she said that when she was like 10 years old in this photo, and she said that when she took it, she was like, oh my God, like I have a photo with me and Taylor Swift, like the clout. But now that she's older, she realized that, it's just her at a photo and at a concert of Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift is many feet behind her on stage, but it's still cool, Madison. I still think it's cool. Even if current day you don't think it's cool, I still think it's cool.
And she sent us another photo of her at the Red Tour with Taylor Swift. So she's a real Taylor Swift fan.
Oh my God, yeah. And she said she loves the podcast. Thank you, Madison. And she wanted to know what are our favorite songs from Taylor. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh, why didn't I prepare this? I should have looked over all of her discography and
they
find out
did
which
say
one I
her
liked.
latest album, and I don't want to make Madison hate us, but I haven't listened to the new album yet, Evermore.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I listened to the single, but with what's the other album
Folklore.
called? I listened to the whole album, but yeah. I want to listen to Evermore. I just haven't thought about it.
But even Folklore, like I waited like a good month and a half to listen because I need if I'm gonna listen to the full length album, I don't want to just do it willy-nilly just on a random day. I want to be in the right mood, the right setting. Maybe it's cloudy outside, I'm by myself, can release all the emotions, you need to have like a whole setup, and I just haven't gotten around to do that yet. So
I think what's so iconic about Taylor Swift is that if you ask someone what's your favorite song, they have to answer because she has so many different eras. And she was literally on the radio, I remember, like when I was in like second grade, like singing Why You Gotta Be So Mean.
Oh,
and, like,
that's a bop.
So many songs. So what is my favorite song? I don't know because there's so many of them.
I know, that is so hard.
Like,
it's like
I
picking,
honestly am shaking because of this.
It's like picking between Jesus and God. Like you just can't.
Yeah.
It's like picking between ramen and macaroni. You can't. It's like picking between mom or dad. Like, you obviously have an answer, but you would never say it publicly.
What? Okay, what am I going to say? Because I want to just pick one. I'm going to say You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift because that's an oldie but a goodie. I feel like I attract to the older songs more because, like, the nostalgia with them. That's what I'm thinking.
When I'm just going to go to, like... Because right now, currently, like, probably the newer songs I like more. But if I think of, like, when all is said and done and... I'm 70 years old and I'm looking back. What songs will I go to? I think Love Story. That's just such a good classic worldwide hit. I mean, there's even a twist. Like, she tells this whole story and you're so captivated. And at the end, it's like he knelt down and got on a ring. Sorry, spoiler if you haven't listened, but he does propose at the end.
I want to give also a prop to Taylor Swift for the Mean cover. I remember a few years ago, I listened to that song, but then I listened to it like years after it came out and I saw the cover. Something about it is funny to me. Like, I love how she's on a crossroads and this mean guy with a mustache is tying her down. Like, I give her an applaud for that.
I just want to know who those haters are that she wrote mean about. She said, I know you're just still at a bar in a small town yelling about how I can't sing. Do you think there really is some girl who bullied Taylor Swift who right now is slobbering drunk in the middle of a pandemic at a bar, no mask, and still yelling around the bar saying, Taylor Swift can't sing? Like, is that girl real?
I think that's happening, but I don't know if it's the girl from her school because think about all the people that are at a bar right now just thinking like Taylor Swift can't sing.
Or I kind of
I'm
hope
assuming
that
that's a
I
thing.
hope that the person who she wrote mean about has came around and been like, hey, like this is when they were like early 20s. It's like, okay, I've matured. Like I'm okay with her now, and you know, I might not like her music, but I'm not gonna bully her like I did her whole life.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hopefully it's not happening. But yeah, thanks, Madison, for joining the Patreon. You can be a part of it. Be Bro of the Week if you join the Patreon.
LucasandJacob.com. That is LucasandJacob.com to join the sweepstakes to be Bro of the Week and also get the podcast early and monthly live streams.
Yes.
So.
Oh wait, what?
I was just gonna say Barbie's a lesbian.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. It came out, so a photo leaked. It actually leaked. I don't know. I think it was like a photo. They said like this was going to happen, but Mattel pulled the plug, but it was Barbie lesbian version. But then they said she's lesbian and she had a Love Win shirt on, which obviously, you know, super gay. But then, so they said she was lesbian. So I was like, okay. But then they said, I guess people on Twitter said the haircut that she had is bisexual. Is there such thing as a bisexual haircut? Is this a thing? Look at the photo.
I don't know.
It's just a girl with brown hair that's to her shoulders. Like that's just a haircut, but maybe it is a bisexual.
Well, I guess they're just like stereotyping it, but it's fine.
But yeah. So what do you think?
It's not coming out anymore though.
So I clickbaited you all. It turns out it wasn't real. It was actually like a piece of art. Like someone did it, but it wasn't Mattel. It wasn't official Barbie, and we'll never know her sexuality.
When you started this story, I don't know why, but like immediately I thought, I don't know why, but I feel like we haven't come this far. Like I'm ready for it, but I feel like if this was in the stores, like there would be this whole Twitter feud, like with the Harry Styles in a dress. I feel like it'd be like, oh, you're trying to convince people they're lesbians when they're
also
not.
Like, isn't it the whole thing? Like, if you buy the Barbie, you get to decide what sexuality it has. Like, why does it have to say like gay Barbie, straight Barbie? Like, you know what I mean?
Barbie's automatically with Ken.
It might just be her gay best friend. We don't know.
That's true. Ken doesn't seem straight.
Oh yeah, he puts a lot of effort into his appearance, but anyone can do that, even if you're straight.
Yeah, I mean,
which I don't know why you brought that up.
It would be cool if they had a lesbian Barbie, but I don't think they need it because you can make Barbie a lesbian. That's true.
That's the thing. Why does she have to look different to be that? What? Why'd you even bring this story up?
I think it would be cool if they like had every type of Barbie though.
I remember, I don't know if it happened, but there was a pregnant Barbie.
There was?
Which sounds fun. But I think it was a controversy.
I remember seeing that.
Wasn't there a controversy because she didn't have a wedding ring on? So it's like, she just didn't even get married and had a kid. Like, that is bad.
These controversies, like, who starts them?
I'm not joking. Like, who cares? It's a piece of plastic. I hope you, like, I picture someone so riled up about it and, like, so mad saying this is going to make all of our daughters get pregnant out of marriage. And it's like, it's a doll. Like, it's a piece of plastic.
Because, okay, I get poking some fun at things, but this just brings me back to the hairstyles wearing a dress. Things like, unfortunately, him wearing a dress isn't going to make every guy wear a dress. Even if every guy, like, I'm just saying that him wearing a dress isn't going to make every guy gay.
Yeah.
That's what people think's happening, though.
I know. And then, and I just remember, like, I had normal Barbies growing up because I did play with my sisters, but we still found a way, like, as literal, like, 5-year-olds to make it, like, inappropriate. Like, I remember, like, we had it, like, we'd play Barbies and, like, Ken would sneak into the Barbie house and, like, be like, do you guys want to leave? And we're like, it's past curfew. But, like, so I feel like even if the Barbie wasn't pregnant, our Barbie still got pregnant.
Oh,
I mean, we didn't,
true.
like, full on we just, like, that's as far as I went, just sneaking out with Ken, but.
I think that's the fun of Barbies.
But I was always so annoyed because our older sister always got us sneak out with Ken, and it's like, why can't my Barbie for once? Like, my Barbie, like, I feel like my Barbie never even got to talk to Ken, but, like, only hers did.
What I don't get about playing Barbies is that, like, I did play Barbies with our sisters, but I forgot what we even did. Like, I remember playing Barbies and being like, this is so much fun, but what did we do?
6 hours. 6 hours. I remember, like, we would just, I think that was it. We had the Barbie house, and Ken would sneak in, and... yeah. And then I remember, like, there was a lot of flying, too.
But Grandma's house. That's when it went down because of how many clothes she had.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma has so many clothes for Barbies. And I was like, damn.
Is she still?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I used to go over there and...
play with them.
I know. I'm going to ask her if I can have that. You guys, we all shop online, and we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at the checkout. But thanks to Honey, the sponsor of this podcast, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores, and they range from sites of tech, gaming, to popular fashion brands, and even food delivery.
Imagine you're on your favorite site, you have a few things in the cart, then you go to checkout and you just click apply coupons. Wait a few seconds, it searches a few things, and then boom, you watch the prices drop.
You guys, I bought some clothes and I applied the coupons using Honey, and I saved $4 on like a $30 thing, so it went down to $27. Ba-bang, it was easy.
Congratulations. And if you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on the free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/LucasJacob. That's joinhoney.com/LucasJacob.
Thanks for sponsoring the podcast, Honey. They have over 17 million members and they've saved over $2 billion. Honey!
Thanks. Well, I want to talk about, this morning I was like, I kind of want to get another topic for the podcast. So I went on Google News and they just have like a bunch of the current news about like
Wait,
politics and stuff.
I've never gone on Google News.
Yeah, it just is basically is basic ass news.
Oh, okay.
But then I went down because it was just all this politics stuff. And then there was a For You section. And this is
based
funny.
on your searches?
You can look at yours right now too.
I'm embarrassed to you. What do I do?
Go to Google News. Just type it in on Google and then it will show up.
Google News.
And then go down and there's a
For
For
You. Okay, so what was on your For You?
Okay, so on my For You, so first of all, there was 4. I only screenshot 3. Fans have turned on Lana Del Rey. Here's a complete timeline of how the single ruined her own reputation.
Oh my god.
That's a classic. Obviously, that's in mine. And then this one was the funniest to me. This rich TikTok style painted her Tesla pink. And I clicked on it and it's Addison Rae. And that's funny that that's an article.
Oh my god. Based on your browsing history.
And then the last one was Bella Poarch finally addresses the Tyga sex tape rumors.
Wait, is that a thing?
I didn't click on it. I do want to know though.
I know. Who is Bella Poarch? That rings a bell.
Wait, should we hurry and find out what this is happening?
I know. Oh, she was in my ranking influencers video. She's a TikToker.
She wait.
Remember, you made the list for me.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was good that she was underage. She's 23.
Oh yeah.
I was good that she was like 16. I was
Wait,
like,
so she alleged. What did she say? Click on the article. I need to know what she said.
Okay, I'm on it right now. Okay. She finally addresses the sex tape. Oh, it's a TikTok. Should we watch it?
Yeah, watch it and tell we need to see what
Okay,
happens.
we'll just tell you guys what's happening.
So does she?
2 lies, 2 truths, and a lie. Griffin Johnson tried to slide into my DMs. I made a sex tape with Tyga, and I was adopted.
Oh, so she leaves it a mystery. But now she's clicking. Oh, the lie is the sex tape.
So people thought she did? Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I know that about Paula Pouch.
I know. Like, I bet you people who have rumors about them having sex tapes are probably annoyed, but like for people who don't have rumors about having sex tapes, it would be cool to have that. You know, like imagine if people are like, oh yeah, like she made a sex tape with, I don't know.
And there was no evidence of it.
Like imagine if there was just a rumor like I had a sex tape with Anderson Cooper. Like I don't, no one has ever even thought of me ever in a sex tape situation. So like she should just be.
I think it's just like we said last week. Like if I was in the Jeffree style Kanye West thing, like I'm just the type of bitch to never address it, to just leave it in the air.
Oh yeah.
Kind of leaves you a mystery, which gathers people attention.
I bring it up over and over, but just say like I don't want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, just like how just like I feel like I've said this in the early podcast days where I said like it'd be so cool if people thought like people made a conspiracy theory about me.
Oh yeah.
Like if people said like Jacob's a robot and like he's so scary, guys, and like he's started part of the secret society, like just never mention it. It seems like Beyonce doesn't do that.
But I actually remember I uploaded a video, I think it was like a year and a half ago, and literally I think like 30% of the comments were, you just seem off in this video. Like sometimes you get a comment like that every now and then saying like, you seem off, and it's just one out of like so many, so you don't care. But there's just multiple people being like, you just seem so off in this video, like this is so weird. And then I was like, okay.
Wait, that's annoying.
I know. So like, it actually isn't fun when people make up conspiracies about you.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm like, I felt fine, but now I guess I have depression because all these people are telling me I do.
I mean, I think it just is a case of like, it sounds so cool, but if people were actually asking you about sex, I feel like it would be annoying.
Oh, yeah.
When I actually get down
It's
to
always
it.
the grass is always green on the other side.
I know,
you know.
I take back everything I said. I love everybody and I love myself, and you should love yourself. And please visit Alcatraz.
100%.
Okay, what are yours?
See,
I want to know.
My For You, I'm not trying to brag, but they aren't about TikTok because I'm not Gen Z.
Oh, okay. What
So
are they?
mine is Tesla Model Y has a major flaw because I'm a Tesla owner, so I don't know if they know that, but okay. Google somehow knows. Second is Giant Powerball Mega Million Jackpot. I guess they think I'm really interested in money.
Wait, I'm actually surprised. Like, this is a way.
I know, that number-
I'm weirded out right now because I obviously like look at all this Twitter stuff about influencers and celebrities, but that's crazy.
And
like,
then
it
my
seems
third
like you're like
is 90 Day Fiance. Someone's face is exposed. Oh, and then there's some Britney Spears, Ashnikko, 23 Die in Norway. That's not good. They think I'm into that type of stuff. You know?
Oh, okay. Let's. I want to redeem myself. Yeah, my first one is Ariana Grande 34 plus 35 remix, Lana Del Rey. Yeah, and then something about RuPaul's Drag Race. So that's my For You page. That's crazy. Ours are so different. That just proves that different people can be similar in some ways.
Yep.
I was looking straight in the camera like I'm doing like a press conference.
So this is just a quick thing I want to get everyone's opinion on.
What is it?
Virginia. In the state of Virginia, if you're watching, they're considering year-round school years. Year effing round. No summer break. You just get breaks periodically. And it's to combat learning loss, because I guess they think people they lose a lot of their learning over the summer break because everyone does crack and stuff. And also, no one's really learned during COVID, so like we need to catch up. These kids are getting dumb.
I remember if someone would have told me this like a few years ago, I'd be so mad.
I know, I'm just
remember
so
getting
thankful.
so mad about
like,
it.
this doesn't affect me. So if people have to do year-round school, like have fun. You know?
I remember when people used to say uniforms in school. Okay, like there was so many trigger points. Uniforms in school, a year-round school. Then those things annoyed me.
I loved uniforms. Not gonna lie,
You did?
because I went to Catholic school for a bit. And I loved the uniforms because every now and then they would have a special day where it was wear your own clothes to school, and that day like you got to fully like show off your fashion, you know?
Oh yeah, so then that was like the fashion day.
Yeah, it was like you get dressed up. You go to Walmart and buy new shit, and you show up to school, and everyone judges each other's outfits. Like it was just, I actually liked uniforms.
I'm thankful because I went to a uniform school for 2 weeks and I dashed out. It was because we moved, but it was actually like was yours like an actual uniform? Yeah, this one was like khaki shorts, I think that's what you call them, and then a polo in color.
Oh, did
So
your
basically
school?
uniform.
Have you heard that whole thing about I think Sarah Schuer on Twitter said this. I don't know if she started it, but she talks about it a lot. There's always one girl in every high school who wore Cookie Monster pajamas every day, and she walked the mile. She didn't run the mile.
Oh, there's like a few of those.
Oh yeah, like but you do think when I saw that tweet, I'm like, oh my god, that is such a specific girl. Like she wore pajamas to school and she straight up walked the mile.
And I also, because more about the person that I'm assuming is that like there actually is these people, and you can tell I love about them is that they don't take anything too seriously. Like when you have math class with them, they pass the class, but whenever they don't ever really do homework, like they really are just so low key, and I like that about them because they don't stress about.
Because I think about myself doing the mile, and for some reason, sometimes I actually thought it was serious. I was like, okay, I gotta get a good time. Like I'm trying to beat everyone. Like when I was doing the mile, like I was actually trying to beat people. Like running so fast and like just stressing myself out. Or these people walked it, and they were like, yeah, like. We aren't going to take the bus back to school because you have to wait for me to do 3 more laps of a leisure walk. And they didn't give a shit. They were like, you guys, what happens if you get a 6-minute mile? Nothing. Like, just walk it. And just, why are you so dressed up for school when you can wear pajamas? Like, no, none of this will matter. You know, they knew.
I know, I'm proud of them because I think those are the most insightful people. I want to have a conversation with them.
They're wise beyond their years.
So you had people like that at your school?
Oh, yeah.
Like
it wasn't specifically
them, right?
Cookie Monster pajamas, but it was definitely pajamas.
Yeah, I'm just picturing, well, because I know people like this, like in the pajamas, and like there's so much, In a way, I would say it's Hot Cheeto Girl's cousin.
Yeah.
That's what, except it's like Hot Cheetos Girl, like long lost cousin in a way.
Are there male versions of this? Like, who are the guys who walked the mile? I'm trying to think. Obviously, obviously there were guys who did that. But I'm trying to think, like, maybe they just were forgettable, whereas the girls weren't forgettable.
That's what I think is what I'm going to say about it, is that the girls were so iconic that did that, but the guys that I'm thinking of are just like, they didn't do anything that spicy.
Like, I can't even mention any because all I remember is paying attention to the girls who did it. You know? So
I totally know.
All year round school though, that would suck. So yeah, that really sucks. I have nothing more to say, but I do think summer breaks, they're fun.
I think summer break is iconic for a kid. Like, it's so iconic. I'm not sure this one, but like
they would still
having
get that.
a break.
They would still get
Wouldn't
it.
it only be for like 2 weeks though?
Or maybe like 3, but it wouldn't be
true.
enough. Like, you need 3 months of not being able to do anything.
I know, like just lay on the couch, no plans, nothing.
I know, and finally you can relax, you know? So I kind of am against it, but at the end of the day, I guess I don't care.
I'd vote against it if it was a voting
Oh
thing.
yeah, I would vote against it. And even if studies came out and said it's better to do year round, I would still say, like, well, just from I can only go off my personal experience, and if I had year round school, I wouldn't be who I am today.
That's what I do too. Like, I just think about, would I actually know more if I went to a year on school? And I'd just say, no, I'd still be the same bitch who like kind of knows some stuff, like about all this like crazy shit, about science and shit.
Do you want to tell everyone how you're a millionaire?
What do you mean?
Oh, so it's been a big news story that a lot of people have forgot their Bitcoin passwords. And Jacob actually, he has some Bitcoin in the ether, and he can't claim it.
If I lost $1 million in Bitcoin, I would be pissed.
How much is yours? Like 1,000?
No. I mean, so I had like something in the hundreds, but then
You invested in 2016.
Yeah, but then I spent like $250 of it.
So there would have only been like 20.
There'd be like $250 left. But the thing about that $250 is that, okay, so I probably got it let's actually see how much it was. When it was $10,000, now it's at $40,000. So you're right, it would be 1,000.
Oh, what? So there's
Somewhere around
$1,000.
$1,000.
There's $1,000 floating around the peripherals of the world.
I'm pissed. I looked
and you will never get it?
Yeah, a week ago, I was like, because I've been like thinking about Bitcoin because like all these like cool people on Twitter, like the CEO of Twitter says, I'm a Bitcoin person. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to become a billionaire on Bitcoin. But then I looked through my phone because I wanted to use the same wallet because you use a Bitcoin wallet or something. And I couldn't find it. And Bitcoin's so confusing because you need to find your wallet by like typing in 12 words. So you need to save those 12 words. And so I don't know, I'd have to make a new wallet. And I did lose $1,000 in it.
How many attempts have you done it? Because I don't know if this is the same, but apparently this article I read, you get 10 tries and then you're locked out forever.
Well,
so how many times did you attempted it? You still might have like a good 6 tries.
The thing about it is that I literally know nothing about it, so I don't even think
you just be starting from nothing.
Yeah, so I think I mean I've already accepted it. I think I'm just thankful that I got to use $250 of it on something.
At least it's 1,000 is still like a F ton of money, but just you'll feel a lot better after hearing about these people.
And then also I'm thankful because if I lost $1,000 of my own money, I'd be mad. But it wasn't like $250 is like still a lot, but I mean like if I actually lost it wasn't
you put in $250, now it's worth 1,000.
Oh,
you didn't put in 1,000.
If I put in 1,000, I'd be pissed. But since I put in $250 and it was years ago, I got over it and I'm fine.
So Jacob lost 1,000. There's a Swiss man who has an estimated 270 million in Bitcoin, and he has 2 tries left with his password, and he doesn't know if like he should just use them. I don't know if he has like any sort of idea what the passwords are, or if he just is going in completely blank. But literally 270 million is 2 tries away from just like that. I don't know how I'd be able to. I don't know how I would get over that.
And the thing about Bitcoin is that I'm pretty sure it's all anonymous. So even if you wanted to get your money back, there's basically no way.
But can you imagine 270 million? You'd be like, I could change me and my entire family's lives, help so many people, and also like just own a helicopter.
I think what makes me feel better about this is that I'm just guessing. I know it's not good to assume, but it seems like he's already rich. If he somehow has 260 million, because he must have invested in the early days, like literally like 5 million, which
Yeah, so
I
he's
think
already rich.
but still, that sucks for him.
But what are you gonna do though? You're only 19. What if when you're 70 and I'm 80? What if your 1,000 is worth like 2 million? It could increase that much. So I think
Could.
I don't think you should use it to your password attempts.
Well,
Save the password attempts.
I don't even know how to find out my password.
I mean, maybe one day it'll come to you in a dream.
Yeah.
But there's another guy who lost 25 million, and he lost the password because he had. You know how you have all these different passwords on your computer? Like you don't know most of them by heart if you're like using the strong passwords that they recommend. And his colleague, reformatted his computer on accident. So he lost to 25 million. And this just brought me to the point of, you know those bitches who lock you out of your iPhone and they think it's funny? Like, don't do that because people might have money in there, jackass.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I hate those bitches. I've done it before, but
I know, but you know how, like, isn't it a thing where, like, if you do the password enough times, it'll just erase your whole phone?
No, I don't
Isn't
think
it?
so.
Oh, is it not?
Wait, maybe. I don't know.
But can you imagine, like, if somebody lost you 25 million? Like that, I feel worse for the guy who reformatted the computer.
I don't like hearing these stories because for some reason it's making me think, like, what if that happened to me? Like, even though that's, like, I'm guessing the well off, that sucks.
But wouldn't you rather be the guy who lost the money than the one who caused it?
Oh, if you cause that, like, you're like, that's like sucks for him.
That is a burden to carry that
was
no
that
one
an accident
deserves.
that he formatted his computer?
I think
what?
he obviously didn't know there was a password of importance on there, but I don't know if he accidentally reformatted it, but he reformatted it.
I thought of something kind of fun that we could do for this podcast. We could both get $100 of our own money and just invest it in like 5 separate areas in one of those stock market apps. And we can talk about it each week and say who's winning.
Or just don't look at it only once a month and see who's winning.
Oh yeah,
that should be fun.
We should do that. Okay, so you can put all your $100 in one thing. You can do whatever you want
and
with
we
it.
get to pick the different companies.
Yeah, you could put it in 20 different things, but it has to be exactly $100. And then we just never take it out and we just always talk about it.
Oh my God, that'd be fun to compare who is smarter with their investments. This is like Monopoly. You know when people win Monopoly and they say, oh yeah, I'm just a good businessman, so it transfers to the board game. This would be like, are you actually a good entrepreneur?
What if like $100 turns into like 10,000?
Oh my God, we have to do that. That's a good idea.
I'm standing it. Is there any other stories, Gary, about Bitcoin?
Those are the only two.
Those are both big ass
The
amounts
thing
of
is,
money.
those are two stories, but isn't there like billions of dollars that are currently unclaimed in Bitcoin? So there's people who lost 25,000, maybe $100, 200, 300,000. It's all over the gambit.
Yeah, and even think about, okay,
I don't even know if that's the right. Did I say gambit? That's like something like mom would say.
What is
or like
that?
grandma.
I just took along with it because I've heard it
Gambit
before.
define. Oh, gambit is a device
that stores the information?
I don't know. I feel like I've just heard someone say, oh, it's all over the gambit. Anyway, moving on.
Because my thing about Bitcoin is that I didn't think about that. You told me the two biggest stories, but I'm just thinking about people that put in a more, obviously this is a ton of money, but a more sizable amount, like 5,000. If you lost $5,000, that would effing suck.
Or imagine if like you could use the money so much. Like you were saying, that guy who had 270 million, it's like, he's probably fine, you know?
Yeah.
But imagine if you could use the money and you had like 25,000 unclaimed. You'd be like, that could switch things around and I need to find this effing password.
I know, and it's probably higher than when you put it in too, so you have more money.
Good luck to everyone who has the billions unclaimed. I hope you find it.
Even if you have $1 unclaimed, I hope you find it. Like you need that dollar for a Milky Way at the gas station.
But I just wanted you guys to feel sorry for Jacob.
I know I did. Yeah, I did lose that my money. So like, I would be really rich, but unfortunately I'm not because of that.
Yep. So yeah, I just wanted to explain his current situation.
I want to talk about this email that we got that I think you styled, and I saw it in the styled folder, and I was like, we need to talk about it.
Oh, what is it?
My founding boyfriend.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to mention this, but I keep forgetting.
Okay, let's talk about it. So they said Dale, Lucas, and Jacob. Okay, so hey Dale, hey.
Oh hey.
All right. I have been dating this boy for a little less than 3 months, and it has been great, except for one thing: his farting. We are both in college and have sleepovers fairly often, and he very frequently farts in his sleep. The first time it happened, I didn't think anything of it. Everybody farts, with an exclamation mark at the end. However, it has gotten to the point that it wakes me up in the middle of the night. Last night, he was the little spoon, and I woke up to him farting right on my stomach. I don't want to say anything to him, but how can I sleep with a loud toot? Love.
Wait, did she?
Emily.
How many times is it happening a night?
I wake up in the middle of the night. She said that she woke up the last night, like when she said
I
this.
feel like it might just be something she's gonna have to deal with, because if you're holding in those farts, then you're just gonna he's gonna have a sore stomach, and then he's gonna resent her for making him hold it in. So I don't know, it might just be like, okay, you love him, and one of his gross attributes is that he has a lot of gas.
Yeah, I think my thing is that you should talk about him with it, because
joke about it.
Yeah, and like say like, oh, like you can fart during the day, and then maybe he was scared to fart around you or something, but you might just have to deal with it, like Lucas said.
Yeah, but then again, he farted. You could just joke about it, saying, "LOL, you literally ripped one on my stomach last night." You know what I mean?
That grosses me out so much.
So then
for some
maybe
reason.
it'll go into his mind. So then he'll remember. He'll think like, okay, she didn't tell me this is so disgusting, but she made a joke about it. Like, obviously, I shouldn't be doing that, and I'll try to, subconsciously not do that. But then again, he's sleeping, so you can't really control.
Yeah.
Like, it's like living with a snorer. Like, you're gonna deal with it.
I'm fine with people farting, but what grosses me out about it is if someone farts, like on you, you can feel like the bubble or whatever it is.
That's happened to you?
No, it just goes me out thinking about
it. Oh yeah, but I want to know why it's so okay to burp, but like farting has such like a negative. Like, do you think there's ancient civilizations, or is there people on Earth right now who farting doesn't matter to them?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna have to Google this. I feel like we've talked about this. Doesn't it ring a bell? Countries who fart socially acceptable.
My take on it, if anyone was wondering, was I think farting and burping are the same amount of gross, because when people burp, sometimes they smell like old pizza, and it just is gross. So they're both gross to me. But
oh my God, it said, someone on Reddit asked, and we're just going to take this other person who replied's word for it. They said, I don't think there's any country that currently finds farting socially acceptable. However, for a brief period in ancient Rome, and they said, I think it was Rome, I'm not entirely sure. So this person's kind of just making up stuff. They said people were encouraged to fart when they needed to, public or not, because they thought holding it in could cause disease. Oh my God, we need to start having that outlook. Can you imagine in the ancient days, like they didn't have science or any sort of medical technology. So there probably was someone who one time held in a fart and had a stomach ache. And they all just came to the conclusion of, do not ever do that. Like, it's really bad for you. Like, just let it out. I know it's gross. It smells like, but please just let it out, because I don't want you to have to go through that.
Yeah, I feel like I follow this knowledge, because we should bring it into so many things. Like, we should make things acceptable by making up facts. Saying like, oh, it's honestly okay to sometimes shit your pants, because honestly, if you don't, then like a demon's going to go in your body.
Yeah.
Let's make it acceptable to think that.
Yeah, so I guess our advice is like, if it really is that gross to you, like maybe he's just not the right guy, because this is something that's going to happen forever, and there's no way to change it.
Yeah, I think the thing is that you can take gas sex or something. I've never tried it, and I just feel like it doesn't work.
And then then he'll have side effects from the gas sex, and then like your relationship will just be so messed up. So
yeah, I want to talk about another email too. Okay, so this one really caught my eye when I saw the title. By the way, you can email us at lucasjacobpodcast@gmail.com.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this one said celebrities from parallel universes. So I clicked on it thinking that this person had some insider knowledge that we didn't have, but not really. But they said just something to think about, period. And now I'll show you the photo. So it shows Demi Lovato, Taylor Swift, Demi Lovato. And it's basically saying that Demi Lovato with black hair kind of looks like an alternate universe of Taylor Swift with black hair, and Taylor Swift with blonde hair kind of looks like an alternate universe of Demi Lovato with blonde hair.
This is weird.
So I think why I screenshot this was because it's one of those conspiracy theories that's kind of funny, but I also am interested in it.
Oh my gosh, that is intriguing. They do look like they could...
Sisters.
Yeah, it's like if you got knocked in the head and real bad and you had like sort of a huge concussion, and then you woke up the next day and someone said, oh yeah, this is Taylor Swift, and you saw the photo of Demi with brown hair, you would just be like, oh yeah, that's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they could be the same person, but they just dress up as people sometimes.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a thing where like people thought Demi had like a secret twin? Because one time she went to a red carpet and looked different.
Oh yeah, that funny photo.
Yeah, wasn't it like Poot or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but they thought that she had like a secret twin because she showed up to a red carpet and people are like, that isn't Demi. Like, there's just no way.
Wasn't that like viral on Twitter for a few days? I do have another email to bring up. The last email of this podcast is about, because I know you talked about it, but we should give our review of it since so many people are wondering. They said Lucas. Oh, they only said Lucas. I guess I'm not going to talk for this part. I'm joking. Lucas, can you... Oh, they said, Lucas, can you please make a video reviewing Showgirls? But what I want to talk about... I mean, you could do that. So do we not want to talk about it right now in case you do that?
No, I'm not going to because it's too graphic. I'll get demonetized.
That's true. I wanted to say what our reviews are of it. Of the movie that...
Well, I kind of already said mine, right?
You said that you... What did you say? A few podcasts ago.
I think I just said, like, I loved it and... I was just like more intrigued about like the huge backlash it had because of like in the 90s, like her being like completely naked in the movie. You know, she got dropped by her agent and stuff. And it's like, boo, like the agent is the one who gets you the movie role. So then they give you a movie role and then they drop you because it's bad. Like,
yeah,
bitch.
I mean, when I watched the movie, yeah, it does have like a lot of nudity, but I thought it was a good movie. I think the main character is kind of all over the place.
Oh yeah, like I understand why like it wasn't critically acclaimed, but that's almost why I love it.
Yeah, and I also like it because I think another reason why I like it because it has a level of controversy attached to it.
Oh,
so it kind of just adds to the movie. Like I want to watch it, and plus, like it was interesting, and it kind of just like made me live out a fantasy of me being a showgirl, which I liked.
I just want to know,
even though it was really dark.
So in the movie, there's a showgirls or like there's a star of the show, like, and everyone else is just sort of her backup dancer in this Vegas show.
Yeah,
and then the other backup dancers, they'll like throw marbles on the stage and shit to try to trip other dancers so they get a higher spot. Like, do you think that happens current day, like on Broadway or like in a Vegas show still, like where somebody's trying to physically harm another person to get higher up on the totem pole?
Because there always is an understudy. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like it just is like movie type shit. I feel like it has happened, but I feel like it's not common.
Yeah, whereas nowadays there's like surveillance cameras everywhere, so they would just look back on the surveillance footage and be like, okay, Jessica, you literally threw marbles all over the stage. We saw you do it on camera. Like, people can't get away with that shit anymore.
Plus marbles, it sounds so movie-ish.
Oh, yeah, but then you imagine being in high heels and then marbles are on the stage. Yeah. Though. You would break. And then I don't want to spoil it, but...
In the 1950s, though, I feel like it might have been a more common.
Yeah, like, you probably could get away with, like, being on a movie set in the 1950s and just literally beating someone up to get ahead and then be like, I didn't do that, because I didn't have any way to trace it.
Yeah.
But now you can't really do that. Like, say, for example, you work at an office and you're like, oh, I'm going to get promoted. Like, don't beat anyone up or try to harm anyone because it won't work today.
How can you picture you work at an office and you put marbles on the ground? Like, in that setting, it's so different.
Trip them in the break room.
I think also Showgirls is like, it makes like, I love like that scene of Las Vegas, how they make it seem so wild and crazy.
Like being in a Vegas show sounds so fun.
Yeah, they make it seem so wild and crazy and like anything's possible.
Even like current day RuPaul's Drag Race, they did a reality show about some of the drag queens. They'd have their own Vegas show. Yeah. Even watching that, I was like, that sounds so much fun. Just like being in a Vegas show.
I know, because then like every day you're on the strip.
I even read Holly Madison's book about her being in a Vegas show.
Oh, hers seemed like so luxurious because like she had her own suite.
I know, she was like the queen of Las Vegas for a while because this was before like Britney and like all of these gigantic musicians were there. And she was literally like the queen of Las Vegas for like a good 2 years.
Yeah, so wasn't there so many things that made it seem so like fancy? Like,
I know, she had her own suite at the hotel, like just for free, but she also had a mansion like 20 minutes away, but she could stay in a suite at the hotel where the show was just whenever, and get free room service and everything.
Yeah, and then she was just like these guys always had to date her and had to show after her.
Oh yeah, I actually DM'd her on Instagram when I was reading the book.
Wait, did you reply?
I forgot what I asked. I tried to ask something to like get a response where I said like, oh my God, I loved your book about Vegas. And I said, and I actually did, but I wanted to read a book about the history of Vegas. I already read one, but I asked her, I'm like, do you have any books that like you recommend? Because she wrote in the book about how she read books about the history of Vegas. So I said like, what's your recommendation? But she didn't reply, but I did end up reading a book about the history of Las Vegas.
How did it start? Because people wanted to make money?
Well, it started off with like the mafia and then it became like more commercialized and now it's just like so corporate.
Yeah, that makes sense. It kind of does give off mafia vibes.
Yeah, but it was really interesting.
I give the movie an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it like a good 8 out of 10. Like it's just a fun, good movie, you know?
I know, and like if you're with someone that doesn't like seeing tits, maybe don't turn it on when they're
watch. Yeah, like it's severely raunchy. Sweaty.
Yeah, sucks.
So Jacob and I are part of a giant family. We're 2 of 8 kids.
What's weird about it is that I like obviously a lot of people think it's a giant family, but when you just said it's a giant family, I was like, nah.
I know, especially after researching these people I'm about to talk about.
Because when all of our families together, it feels like it just feels normal to me. It kind of feels like, okay, like this is all of us. Like it's not even that many people.
I know, it really doesn't feel like it. Like I just can't believe people grow up in families. Like everyone else pretty much grows up in families with like 3 people. It's so weird.
I know. It would take a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, but there's a guy named Winston Blackmore. He's the leader of a polygamous Latter-day Saint group in British Columbia, Canada, and he literally has 151 known children from 27 wives, which he calls spiritual wives. And the gross thing is that apparently back in the day, like some of them were underage when he married them. But yeah, it's just that family is way bigger than our family.
And yeah, because so it was the type of thing where he had kids with many wives.
Yeah. So and then I looked up and then I wanted to know like, wait, how many, like what's the record for this shit? And for a woman, the most kids a woman has ever birthed is 69, which even that, it's like, how did you do that? Because isn't it like,
so what I'm assuming she started when she was like 15 and had to go to like 60?
You can't have 2 kids in a year. Maybe some of them she must have been a triplet twins girl.
Oh, I forgot about
But even
twins.
then, it's like, I didn't know that the human body would be capable of 69 kids coming out of one person.
Also, why does it have to be exactly 69?
I know, like, that's kind of... But, like, that's insane.
I know. I just don't... It's crazy thinking that basically her whole life she was pregnant.
And for a man, it's 867 kids.
Yeah, I guess for a man, it's so
much
different.
easier, though, because, like, imagine some guy, like, who just is so... sexual would just hook up with a girl every night, even 2 girls a night.
Yeah, just come and go situation.
Yeah, come and go vibes.
Yeah,
bang and leave.
Yeah, because it's way more impressive 69 for a goal. Because when I hear about a guy, all I picture is like, okay, 5 goals in one night, 2 of them are gonna
Yeah,
get
it's like
pregnant.
you just scored everywhere. Like it's not really that impressive.
Yeah, 800 though. Like, I honestly, it gets to a point where like, I'm not into like doing cool stuff, but at a certain point, it's like we aren't gonna do anything bad to him, but like you need to stop.
I know it's like castration.
I just feel like I don't know why. Maybe I'm just closed-minded, but I have something against
Also,
it.
it's like the world's already overpopulated. So
Yeah,
like
like,
our
we don't
family
want
even
too
did a bad
many.
thing by having 8 kids, but like he's straight up having 867. Like boo.
I honestly think he ruined like 2% of the ozone layer.
Yeah, great job. But Winston Blackmore, his kids are TikTok famous, so that's how it's sort of people are talking about it.
So they make TikToks about being in the family?
Yeah, but just a little bit of backstory on Winston Blackmore. He was arrested in 2007 for polygamy, and in 2017, he was found guilty for polygamy and faced up to 5 years in prison.
Wait.
But he only got 6 months of house arrest.
I thought, from watching Sister Wives and stuff, I thought you could only marry one person, but you can practice polygamy.
Also, like...
Can't you?
I didn't know that current day, like, they would... Like, I get it with him because the underage stuff, and, like, maybe he was... I don't know really know much about him, but he might have just been a bad guy. I mean, he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, what I mean is, like, I don't think of, like, someone's just in their home, not causing any drama, everyone's of age and consenting, and they're having, like, 6 wives. I don't think people would care, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, because when you said that he went to jail, like I forgot all this bad stuff he did, so with him it makes sense. But I'm saying, like, so I watched this an episode of This Is Life with
Lisa Ling.
Yeah, with Lisa Ling, and there was an episode about this guy that was like married with 2 girls and like that type of situation, and like if that's happening, that'd be so sad if one of them got arrested.
I just don't believe that the police would get involved with just some polygamy people who aren't like. I feel like this guy, like he was having like low key a cult.
But then again, with Sister Wives, I remember when they moved to Las Vegas, they had to move to places where they didn't care.
Oh yeah.
So maybe if you move like. If I was a person who had like so many husbands, if I moved to like Indiana, like it might not be safe there because people might actually call the cops and I'd actually get in trouble.
Oh yeah, but but 3 of the kids are now TikTok famous, which makes sense. Like out of 151 kids, like 3 of them are TikTok famous. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But the most famous, he's actually the 69th kid. So that's, obviously that's some clout.
Yeah.
So he has the most followers. He has about 200,000 followers on TikTok. The others have 80,000, 100,000, but he's literally the 69th one birth. So
Wait, so is it okay? It's not incest though, right?
no, because he's not related to the people he has kids
For some
with.
reason, I just thought it was one big farm, and at a certain point, it turns into incest.
No, I hope not.
Oh, okay.
But the 69th kid and one of the other TikTok famous ones, they escaped the quote unquote cult. And they now live in the US. The 69th kid, his TikTok is Merlin's Life, and allegedly in a now deleted video, he I don't know why it got deleted. I don't know if the dad was just mad, but he explained how the kids were given numbered hats. Because, otherwise they would never be able to keep track of them all. 150 kids, you know what I mean? I don't even think you can remember 150 names.
Yeah, that would be... So you would only have to have... if you were in that family, I feel like you'd personally know, 8 of them. And then the rest is kind of hey, Benjamin.
He said that most of his siblings felt like strangers to him.
That's crazy.
That's so weird. I even think that with, even with our family, we've even talked about this. I'm surprised how our mom and dad, know all of us. How do they have the time to talk to us all and learn about our lives and stuff?
Oh, yeah, that is pretty
But then when you bring that to 150, that's just impossible.
So the people that made these TikToks escaped because they don't like it?
Yeah, they just didn't want to be a part of it anymore.
So is it a cult? Is it technically a cult?
They were allowed to leave. I don't know. Obviously weird stuff's going on.
Yeah.
But apparently he also said in a TikTok they had birthdays every week besides 1 week.
I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of them share the same birthday and stuff.
That would suck because your birthday doesn't matter.
I know. I was thinking that if there's a birthday every week, basically birthdays are just part of everyday life then, which means they aren't special at all.
So if I was in this group, because I'm just pitching it because I might picture your mom or dad wouldn't care about you. So I'd make 2 close friends, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, these 2 people care about me.
I know, because
then when it's your birthday, those 2 people can be actually happy birthday.
Because you know what? Well, then again, at least maybe they would hopefully have a good relationship with their mom. Because 151, and there was 25 wives.
Oh, I guess.
So on average, each mom had 6 kids. Oh, so they would be at least
take back what I said about the mom.
Thank God they can at least talk to their mom,
Because
but the dad, you get the dad, and he'll maybe return your phone call a month later because there's so many kids to go down his little list.
Is he still alive then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just had a kid last year.
Wait, how is he? How is his lead? I don't get it. I'm just saying, how is it legal because he had sex with underage people?
I know, that's what I was thinking too.
How is he in jail?
Where's the charge for that? But I don't know if that was in the 70s and they're oh, it wasn't a big deal. I have no idea. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there were birthdays every week, so therefore birthdays weren't special. And I guess in his hometown where he lived, I don't know if I think it was just a polygamy place.
Yeah.
But there was 1,000 residents in the town, and they were all basically from 6 penises. Everyone in that town, pretty much, I think it was 95% of them, were shot out of 6 individual penises only. 1,000 people.
Ew.
That's just gross when you think about the power of what penises can do. When they're in the wrong hands, there's so many people born, and it's please stop.
Yeah, after watching all these weird TLC shows, I've thought about that. It's so weird thinking, right? Someone's jizz can turn into an actual human.
And we're one of 8 kids, and already people are okay, calm down. But this? At least my dad didn't have 1,000 kids and create a whole village.
I know, snip that shit up. I'm sorry.
I know.
I read an article that people in their 20s and stuff. I joked about this a while back. I don't think I did it on the podcast. This is more of I just said it to you or something. I said if I went to the hospital and said, what is it actually called? I don't know what it's actually called. When you get your bowels, the thing cut off.
Oh, yeah. Snipped? That's not what it's called.
So
just getting your balls snipped.
Basically, what I was asking as a joke was, if I went to the hospital or wherever you get this done at, and I said, I want to get snipped. I'm 19. I just don't really, not oversee kids. Would they let me? But I remember who told me this is that the younger generation, people in the 20s and 30s and in the millennials and Gen Z are starting to get snipped when they're in their 20s because they don't ever see.
This happened?
I swear I heard this. I don't know where. Maybe I don't know, but I remember seeing millennials are starting to get snipped way earlier.
How come I can't think of what that's effing called? What do they call it when a dog neutered?
Is it called not a prostate?
I'm gonna say people are getting neutered and see what comes up.
Yeah, because I didn't have a dream about this. It's real life.
What do they call it on humans, though? Why can't I think of it? Yeah, I can't. It's just a saying, Humane Society raising funds for neutering. Neutering humans.
Oh, I found it. Young single man choosing vasectomies.
Oh, that's a lot more professional sounding than neutered.
This was on Chicago Troll, but I don't know when it was uploaded, but it said at 27, young man got a vasectomy. That doesn't prove my point, really, but all I'm saying is that I guess young people are starting to get vasectomies for fun, and not for fun because they just don't ever see themselves having kids. But.
Oh my god, if you right now being 19 told me I'm gonna get a vasectomy, I would just really encourage you not to. I'd just be like, boo, like you're 19, like you don't know what you want. What if in your 40 you wanna have a kid?
Yeah, like it's funny to think about. The reason why I wouldn't get one is because just in case, but right now I don't have having kids.
Would that be allowed if you went to the hospital and just said, I want to get snipped?
For some reason, I feel like it'd be really hard to find someone that would be down to do it.
And by snipped, you mean vasectomy.
Oh, this is another one.
Sound like
30% of I don't know if this is real. 30% of millennials have snipped the cord? I don't know what that's talking about.
I think that means like moving out of their parents.
Oh wait, let me actually find out which ones have got vasectomies. Probably so little.
Yeah, because that would have to be a niche group of people.
Yeah.
Like even if like you're a guy and you're like I don't want to have kids, your thought isn't let me get a vasectomy. It's like I just am not gonna have kids because there's protection and stuff I can use.
Yeah, this article on Vice is called "Why These Millennials Are Choosing to Be Sterilized in Their 20s."
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, it honestly is probably less than 1%, but I just thought it was interesting.
We have to research that for next week and explain everyone why they want to. You know what I mean? Hear about all their beliefs. Like read that article.
Oh yeah, because I want to like dive deeper into it. Obviously, the simple answer is they just don't want to have kids, but
there's more.
Yeah, there's more to you that we're gonna tell you guys about.
Well, thank you guys for coming along on this journey. We hope you guys had a great time. We loved hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, thanks for joining. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Go to lucasandjacob.com if you want to join the Patreon, but no pressure at all.
Duh.